Let's see if this one works. So the one that I had scheduled was I was horizontal again. I had to think of which way it was. I don't know why I was horizontal again, but I was. Need to get this fixed as I have some guests coming up next week. Well, tomorrow we got Miss Flipper, and then Tuesday evening I got a guest. Hey, relaxing, my friend. I'm all messed up. I am all messed up. I don't know if it's my phone or me or YouTube. Hey, Sniper. Let's see if I can fix this real quick. I think this says for the 6th. I might need to end this as well. Nope, it says the 5th. All right, anyway, I'll fix it. I'm working on it now as we speak. Hey, Adam. Did you find in when the drums are more predominant sound? Yes. The bass line is incredible too. Making a few changes here. I'll have my big screen up. I promised Marlon that we would do. Hey, Selma, some breath work if he pops. Hey, relaxing. I never saw what you said you were going to send me about the collaboration. Let's see. Where's your hair? Now? Geez, who knows? Who knows where it is nowadays? Long gone, my friend. I wonder if people really think I'm going to be upset about people talking about that. Someone says, good afternoon. Good afternoon, Selma. How was your weekend? Thanks for coming up and singing yesterday, Selma. All right. I'm just trying to get, as we like to say,
find the right care team.
Combobulated. When you are discombobulated, there always is a means of getting combobulated back, right? Recombobulating. Someone says, good. And she says, thank you. Hey, Luna. What do you think about anteaters? I'm pro anteater. They have my vote. Hey, Cozy. Cozy says, evening, sir. Evening, my friend. Steppa says, Lily, where are your manners? Probably the same place as Yogi's hair. Probably. Someone's going to write more songs. Adam says, speaking of music, I really like Where Is My Mind by the Pixies. So I'll have to look for that. Factory says, I sent a link and share with you, but I deleted it and I can make again now. So I don't know where do I check it? Where do I find the link? I don't actually know how to do it. Percolated fish. I think I made a mess of it. He wanted me, not percolated fish, I'm sorry. Praveen wanted me to do it. Someone says I'm a songwriter. That's an awesome talent to have. So we're going to talk about an hour. Hey, Sniper, I sent you a message. You said that you don't mind doing Wednesdays. You know if that's possible for this week. So where do I accept it? Relaxing. I don't know if you do it now. I don't know how I would check it. And I don't want to do anything while I'm live streaming, as that means I will press a button. And you've always seen what happens when I press a button. I will turn the room green. I will go upside down. I'll start speaking a different language. My hair will grow back. All right, well, that last one's not too bad. Cozy says, I've just finished a very good and lovely graphic novel called Blankets. I haven't heard of that. I haven't read a graphic novel in quite some time. It was probably something to do with Batman. Someone says, go ask me out on a date. I told her yes. Nice, someone. I thought you were dating someone. I will share in your community. Only for you is working okay. So relaxing. You've been a good friend for a long time. You've helped me a lot with my channel. So you already know I'm not very good at this stuff. Pippa says Wednesday is good for me. Thank you, Sniper. Appreciate that. Oh, so you finished making it. That's what I'm getting from what Adam said, that was your own graphic novel. Hey. Oh, Craig Thompson already published a very rated and different. Gotcha. Hey, Shabham. Posted in Embassy Devaya. Did I get that right? Represent India. High Commissioner of the United Nations. Awesome. Hey, Charlie. Someone says she's eating both. How do they both feel about that? Someone says I'm eating banana pudding. Banana pudding sounds pretty awesome. Hey, Pete. How about if I just say shout out to Pate's friends? Hey, Toy Pups. Adam says like India and Indians. Me too. Galactic says I sent now a link. So again, where do I find it? Don't know how to do this. As I mentioned, I can't do anything on my phone right now. Or I'll just make a mess out of things. Toy Pups, how are you? Check in your community tab, or I can send there. My community tab. All right. Do I have a community tab? So it's gonna have to. I'll have to look after the live stream. As I don't know how else to do things. All right, man, I had a lot of fun talking with Adam today. One of my favorite conversations. Definitely, I think today was my favorite conversation with Adam. I enjoy all of ours, but there was just something. Everything was on point. What do you do? Get up to outside streaming? I do a lot of yoga. I meditate. I write every day. I I teach breath work. I go for a lot of walks, occasionally a little bit of running still, and kettlebells. This fake says, not hello glasses, dude. Don't know what that means. Except says Indonesian swear words. Gotcha. You know, it would probably be really funny if we were in Indonesia. Adam says, I want to change my name to Charlie Brown, but I'm rethinking it now. Oh, instead of percolated fish. Except it says Eric Bestnot, is that from Pate? Gotcha. What about you, Cozy? What do you like to do? Let's see. It's Mr. In says Yogi. Yes. What can I do for you? Someone says stinky bug. Gotta love a good stinky bug. Hey, love. I have not. Appreciate you saying hi. Kamikaze says sugar and spice. Yeah, Bob and the home birthday bakery. OST. Interesting. What are you exactly implying? Is this something I should be concerned about? Is this a international conspiracy theory? Adam says, type in dude. Someone says, cook and rap, be respectful. Hey, curious, cool earring, dude. Is there a story behind it? Sort of. Not this one in particular, but getting my ear pierced. I was either 13 or 14 years old, and I thought it was going to make me very cool. You know, punk was big at the time. I was sort of hippie-ish, but I liked punk music, and I thought, you know what? Let's see if I can go punk. And what I got out of this was an ear infection and having to hide it from my parents. My parents weren't all that upset about it. You know, surprisingly, they were upset about the ear infection, and I basically had it in ever since. Every little fad and phase and whatever. Again, not this particular one. I think originally it was a just like a stud. Koji says, "Nice, I like to journal every day." Also, my girlfriend is trying to get me into kettlebell classes. I've been doing kettlebells for 20 plus years. I think I started in 2002, 2004. I started training competition kettlebell, which is what I do now. I still used them when I was ultra running, but not quite the same way I'm doing now. I didn't need to. You know, I was concentrating on ultra running. Hey, Mikiza. Mikiza, how are you? What's going on? What kind of journaling do you do, Cozy? You're welcome, Adam. Thank you. Thanks for coming up. You're illustrator mainly, but got you. Adam says, Cozy Yogi is a kettlebell champ. Do you know 2005, 2006 ish? I was probably one of the top, probably the best, definitely the top two uh, competitive kettlebell lifters in my age group and weight class in the United States. That sounds pretty impressive, right? Except you got to realize how new that sport was. There was probably no one in my weight class and age group in kettlebell sport in the United States at the time. Maybe one or two people. Hey, sissy, Mr. Fake, prepare for super chill. That sums us up. Mr. Fake says I'm already so chilled. Yeah, it's a way to go through life. Kira says, well, the earring is awesome. It suits your style, dude. Worth the initial ear infection. It was. It was. You got to remember, this was in 1979, 1980. We went to the mall. Hey, Marlon. I'm a sexy trapster. Mr. Sexy Trapster. That's the traps, guys. Everyone has one body part they should be really proud of. Then read first, relax for a second. We're going to do some breath work in just a minute. I promised our friend Marlon that we would. Marlon is Dundee in the gym. What's up, Emmanuel? Adam says, hey, Emmanuel, if he was gay, would you want to date me? If I were gay, would you want to date me? Marlon says, no need to remove that math. I don't mind. Sissy says, what is it with the obsession about being gay? Who doesn't want to be happy? I agree. Remember, there was a whole decade in the 1890s, the gay 90s. Hi, Kat. Adam says, Sissy, you're always so cool. And hello to Sniper and Kat. Sissy says, or let's see. What did Sissy say? Oh, my right side trap is infected. Not proud, but definitely aware. Infected? How did that happen? Someone says, haters. I don't like to think of anyone as being actually a hater. Just confused. Kat says she's always so cool. Yes, she is. But you know what? It takes a cool customer to recognize another cool customer. Someone says there are haters on here. Scooby says, why does Yogi look like Shaq? It's because we have the same basketball skills. To be honest with you, I don't know how good a basketball player Shaq was. That might be heresy for some people. He wasn't a complete player, was he? I might be wrong. I'm not a basketball expert. Someone says, Zopez is my hater. That person commented on my channel. Well, if you have a hater, we will take care of it for you, Selma. We will have no one hating Selma here, that's for sure. Oh, lymphatic massage. Gotcha. No one has ever said I look like Shaq before. Cozy says, good mods in here. Thanks. Yep, you're welcome. We really have one top mod out of all the top mods, and that would be Sniper. We have others who are in that position, and that's mainly for to help them protect others as well as themselves. Someone says, don't be rude to Yogi. Thank you, Selma. Man, the last couple of days, we've gotten a lot of that, but that's okay. I don't mind. I honestly don't mind. Someone says, if haters say mean things to Yogi, Sniper will take care of it. He will. Thank you, Relaxing. Curious Rock says, Yogi, if you had to give one piece of advice to the people you love, what would that be? Well, I'm generally not an advice giver, or I should say I try not to be, because I could be wrong. Most likely I am. And as the famous yogi Maharishi Kat likes to say, I know nothing. But I might know a little bit. What I would say, and I'd say this to so many people, and I remind myself, relax. To the people that I love, relax. Things will be okay. And I mean like deeply relax. Do what you can now. What you can't do will take care of itself when the time comes for you to take care of it. Relax, relax, relax. The equivalent of Ram Dass saying, be here now. Adam says, it's hard to beat Michael Jordan. Yeah, you're right about that. I love Larry Bird. I love that he was a trash talker and that he would tell his opponents exactly what he was going to do and dare them to stop him. And then not only would he do it, he would say, I'm going to do the same thing again, the exact same play again, and you will not be able to stop me. And then he would do the exact same thing again. Cozy says, do not be afraid. Yes. Perfect, Cozy. Doc says, well said. Relax, things will be okay. I love Richard Bach, the author of Illusions and Jonathan Livingston Seagull, who wrote, in the end, everything will be okay. And if it's not okay, it's not the end. Beautiful. Stillness is the place for chillness. Nicely said. Doctor says, hope you find a link, and when you will be accepting, I will see you in green. Okay. I will look for it. Again, it'll be after the live stream. Cozy says, awesome. Adam says, Cozy, I think you would feel at home here. Most of us are huge fans of Jesus and not religion. Yes, sure. So, Cozy, you know, a lot of biblical historians, scholars, have said the only actual words spoken by Jesus in the entire New Testament were probably the Beatitudes, the Sermon of the Mount. They've also said if the entire New Testament, except for the Beatitudes, were destroyed, those words alone would be enough to base an entire religion upon. Very powerful words. Kat says, okay, so I'm going to go. Good night, all. Good night, Kat. Thanks for coming in. My favorite book. Simple says, Cozy, after the coding, you will find the message, fear not, 365 times, one for every day. Oh, that's your favorite book. Down and Out in Paris and London, second favorite book. I don't know that book. Sissy says, there is no finish line. There is not. Selma will be back. Thank you, Selma. Adam says, I imagine, Sissy, that you're a fan of Larry Bird and Magic Johnson. I love Magic Johnson too. Those two were very complete players. Alexis says, you need to love Jesus and believe in him because how normal it is created this beautiful world. Thank you, Relaxing. Sissy says, how about Down and Out in Beverly Hills? Good movie. Really good movie. Hey, Jacob. We got some Jacob love going on. Appreciate it, my friend. I watched you do your burpees, I think it was 2 days ago. Adam says, I like that. Relaxing. And Jesus said, just love everybody. Sissy loves Magic Johnson. Hey, Emmanuel. Born East Soleil. Born in East Soleil. Is that a movie? Sissy says, nailed it, Adam. Cozy says, thank you, guys. This is nice. I'm glad you like it, Cozy. Hey, Cozy, you want to tell us a bit about your channel? I'm bringing you up. I see you don't have any content, which fine. I subscribe to you anyway, in case you decide that you want to start doing some content. Now you got a built-in support system. We're here to help you in any way you need it or want it. If it says Emmanuel was 5 minutes, not long enough, have another dump. Jacob says, hey to Selma's sister. Sissy says, I also love the Globetrotters. Remember when they were on Scooby-Doo? Someone says, Emmanuel, everyone missed me. I bet no one misses you. We definitely miss Selma when she's not here. Zipper says, yeah, oh, born in East LA. Cheech. Gotcha. They're doing stuff again together, Cheech and Chong. Nice. I think Chong is in his mid 80s now. Jacob says, I'm going to set hey to all. Supposed to get my job done on the support. Thank you, Jacob. Adam says, didn't they make that movie, Sniper Born in East LA? Yep. Hey, Leo. Man, big work, Leo. Leo says, much love. I appreciate it, my friend. Sissy says, of course I do. Scooby Roo, we love you. Man, who didn't love Saturday mornings? Like the highest sugar content in a cereal that was allowed by law, that was like legally available at the time. And the biggest bowl in the world, and Scooby Doo on Saturday morning cartoons before he went outside and played the whole day away. The Hokey Pokey. Adam says, how's this for some cheese? My favorite book has yet to be written. Huh. Interesting. Maybe your favorite author hasn't even been born yet. Jacob says, hey, Sniper brother. Hey, Darren. Darren says, just popping in. I appreciate that, Darren. Adam says, love Down and Out in Beverly Hills, Sissy. And I think you brought up Stuart Copeland earlier with What a Drummer. Someone did for sure. Oh, I think it might have been Lee. Get some more Jacob love. Hey, Lucy. Lucy, did you get some sleep? Everyone's saying hi. The only legal stoners of the air. It's true. Man, good memories of seeing Cheech and Chong, the movies. Nice Dreams, Cheech and Chong, the movie. I forget the name of the first one. If you guys, I think it was Nice Dream. If you look very carefully, you'll see Paul Reubens before he was Pee Wee Herman, but he was already working on that character. Hey, Trippy. Everybody loves Lucy. Lucy says, yes, got really good sleep. Just got up. Good, good. I know you needed it. Sissy says, I mentioned Jeff Beck from the Yardbirds as an instrumentalist. What was your favorite version of the Yardbirds? Beck, Page, or Clapton? Simply says, still smoking. Oh, Up in Smoke. So there was Up in Smoke, there was Nice Dreams, and then I think there was one more, right? Adam says, say percolated fish. Someone says, excuse your Trippy. Lucy is my unicorn mofo princess. How about no one likes you, Trippy? Adam says, when I was a child, there was no Colby Jack anywhere. It was all just Colby. I don't remember that. Sissy says, not a fair question, Yogi. I already forgot. Well, Yardbirds. I think man, my favorite guitar player of the three. Tempted to say Clapton, but I'm gonna go something about Clapton as a person that doesn't resonate with me. He's been known to go on a few racist rants before, and I guess that taints his performance. I'm gonna go with Jimmy Page. Jeff Beck was really quick. The other day, Adam talked about Geddy Lee. Not Geddy Lee, I'm sorry, that's Rush. Elvin Lee. 10 years after. He sang some 10 years after. I don't know if there was a quicker guitar player than Elvin Lee ever. Sissy says, love them all equally. Up in smoke, still smoking, nice dreams, born in the East Soleil. Gotcha. Thank you, Sepper. Adam says, Sissy, I had an awesome Jeff Beck solo album. I can't remember the title. I wore it out. Any Pat Metheny fans here? Sepper says, Dave's not here. Classic. You remember Basketball Jones? Selma is standing up for her friend. Way to stand up for your friend, Selma. Way to stand up for all of our friends. Sissy says, team root for the ignored underdogs, but Jimmy Page. So that was the Yardbirds. Who's your all-time favorite? Who's your all-time favorite guitar player? Minus Jimi Hendrix, because that's everyone's favorite guitar player, right? It's no fair, because Hendrix was in such a league of his own. Hey, Super Champ. 10 minutes, take your pills, and good night. Refuses to elaborate further. Leaves. You can't leave. I appreciate that. 10 minutes, you got it. Sissy says, we love you, Sal. You are my favorite cover singer. Yes. Adam says, I'm sorry you need to take a break from the haters. Oops. What did I miss? Lisa says, I love you, Selma. Selma's, man, don't mess with Selma's friends. Selma can be fierce. Hey, Michael. Michael, how's your weekend been? Selma says, I love you more, Lucy, my unicorn mofo princess. Thank you for relaxing. Super Champ says, I can leave actually because I have school. You have school tomorrow. And should wake up in about 6 hours. Yep, you definitely got to get to bed, my friend. Thanks for coming in to remind me about the pill. Michael says, my big interview. It's tomorrow, right? With a mentor is tomorrow morning. I'm really excited about it. Do you have the link to drop? Someone says, thank you, Adam. I love you. Hey, Heart Matters. Heart Matters, how you feeling? Thank you, Jacob. Adam says, play Supertramp. Do you need rest before any class, work, or test? Yes. Heard T-Bone Walker play. You heard him play live? Michael says, it's been good. Just busy getting questions for my interview. Bonamassa, who I don't know if I'm familiar with Joe Bonamassa. Sissy? Michael says, I do. Thanks for dropping the link. I want to bring it up. I want to make sure that I hit the notification button. Guys, Michael is doing an interview tomorrow. He is live in 16 hours. Make sure that you can go ahead and hit that thumbs up button and hit the notification button. If you leave a comment now, it'll help the algorithms. So I've been told. Speaking of which, playlists. Could you guys watch a playlist for Cat and Jack? She is so close to getting monetized, getting that 3K. She deserves it. She has a beautiful channel because the channel is a reflection of her heart. She has a beautiful heart. I predicted it was going to be by tomorrow. Don't tell her. I could be wrong. I hope I'm not. It happens on occasion. It might happen. But I might be wrong. But that doesn't mean we can't do it this week for sure. So if you can help her out. Super Champ says I also trained legs today, so I'm especially exhausted and ready to sleep. Hey, Super Champ, I really appreciate you stopping in then. Thank you, my friend. And thank you, Jacob. Michael says you're very welcome. Adam says, have a great rest, Super Champ. Armanda says, I got stir crazy, so I made a few new shorts. I appreciate you reading my story. Oh, you're welcome, my friend. I'll bring your channel up, and after the live stream, I'll check out your new shorts. When do you think you'll be ready to work out? I like the subjects. Adam says, Yogi, do you remember the classical guitar in the middle of Surrealistic Hello by Jefferson Airplane? That's my favorite guitar song of all times. Was that done by Jorma Cochran? I saw him in concert with Hot Tuna, 1980 something. I'm gonna have to. I had that album too. I'm gonna have to review. It's been a while since I've heard Jefferson Airplane. We were talking about Jefferson Starship before they unfortunately became Starship. Adam had one of the funniest lines ever on my channel when he said, "Why did Bernie Taupin hate Jefferson Starship?" Remember, that's back when they were Starship. Jefferson Starship had some good songs. Jane's a really good song. Run. What are some of the great songs by Jefferson? You know what? I actually think I like Jefferson Starship a little bit better than Jefferson Airplane. I sort of met Marty Ballin. He's got a wonderful voice. And Grace Slick. Sort of. I'll tell the story if anyone wants to hear it. Heart Matter says probably tomorrow. Got you. Ease back into it. Michael says I'm interviewing the head investigator for Center for Inquiry. So it's going to be paranormal interview. Got you. I know you'll be prepared. You always are. One of the things about Michael, he's always prepared because he loves what he does. Oh, Garcia. I'm definitely going to have to re-listen to that. As you guys might know, I love all things Garcia. Garcia might be my all-time favorite guitarist. I like George Harrison because he just wasn't flashy. He said he could have been. He could have been up there, he thought, mentioned with Clapton and Beck and Page, but he didn't like to practice. He only played when he had to play. Supposedly, Clapton locked himself in a room and just continuously played until he felt like he was the best ever. As he says, Joe did duets with Beth Hart. If you got some favorite stuff, feel free to send it to me, Sissy. Oh, there we go. Right off the bat. Beth and Joe. Thanks, Sissy. Thank you, Jacob. Adam says, "Does anyone here, anybody in here remember mixtapes?" Yep. You know, cassettes that people would put their favorite songs on. I guess it's called the playlist now. I love making mixtapes for every occasion. We used to do the best of everything mixtapes. I also did the Beatles Black album, which was our version of taking the white and the blue album and picking our favorite songs, getting rid of the songs like Piggies, Revolution 9, out the door. Sissy says, "Sell it, Yogi." Back in my Grateful Dead hippie days, long hair. Yes, I had long hair. And I had a poncho. And man, I was the coolest cat in Columbia, Maryland. King of the mall rats, king of the lakefront, the hippie king of 1982, the year I saw my first Dead show. There's a hotel. We have a great venue for concerts here. I could walk there, and well, it would probably take me 45 minutes to walk there. I wouldn't have to cross a single road the entire time, though. Get on the bike path and walk there. Um, I could drive there in 5 minutes on the roads, but walking on the paths, you got to circumnavigate. I'm doing circumnavigating stuff. Um, so whenever the bands would play, bands that we loved, of course we'd go see them if we couldn't afford it. Um, and it's a pavilion, so you had outside seats and inside seats. But outside, there was in a little park called Symphony Woods, and it's a very famous venue. Hendrix played there, Zeppelin played there, Janis Joplin. So you could be in Symphony Woods and not have to pay anything and hear just fine. So we heard all kinds of great bands that we never paid for at all. And of course, Grateful Dead, you want to sit on the lawn anyway, because that's where all the dancing takes place. Anyway, there's a hotel where all the guests stayed at. And we were sitting outside, we were smoking our cigarettes, we were looking cool. I was wearing my poncho, flannel shirt, ripped up jeans, Chuck Taylors, of course. Although I might have been wearing moccasins now that I think about it. And Marty Balin and Grace Slick, who had just finished. They had played the venue before Starship. They were still Jefferson Airplane, I'm sorry, Jefferson Starship. They hadn't switched to Starship, and they walked by me, and Grace Slick stopped, and she said, "Hey, Marty, look," because I had long blonde hair. "Hey, Greg, look, it's Greg Allman," or "Hey, Marty, look, it's Greg Allman," and that was me. And I laughed and said, "Thanks." That's my story of meeting Grace Slick and Marty Balin. I also met Jerry Garcia's daughter. I'm Facebook friends with Bob Weir's sister. I'm also Facebook friends with Van Morrison's ex-wife. True story. In the 60s, she was nicknamed Janet Planet, and Van Morrison dedicated Astral Weeks, one of the best albums ever, to her. Not my favorite Van Morrison album, though. Love, love, love Van Morrison. Adam says, "That's so cool, Michael. I like Bumps of the Night, always wondering where they came from." That's okay, Michael. Michael said, "Sorry he's been out." Hey, Coffee Cake. Anyway, Michael says, "Sorry he's been out lately. I've been trying to catch up on some rest because of my allergies have been bugging me. Seems to be a bit better. I'm glad you're better. Never worry about missing anything." Oh, Sissy says there, jazz and blues. Awesome. As you guys might know, I love all things jazz. Right now, my preferred listening is jazz, and it has been for the last 8 years. 8 years, I think. Jazz and classical music. Hey, Rex Bats. He used to be Serpico. That was a good movie. Adam says, I made the best mixtapes. Here's something you guys might remember. Give me a second. Let me catch up with the chat. Hey, Brandon. Nope, Dancing in the Moonlight was. He did Moon Dance, so you were close. Who did Dancing in the Moonlight? I don't remember. That was their one hit. Good song, really good song. Surprised no one's done that for our karaoke nights. Hey, Lady Sky. Do you guys? Hey, Dino. You just missed Super Champ. He went to bed. Starship had a great song they played on the radio, and I forgot offhand. Very positive, well written song. You sure that it wasn't We Built This City? Adam says I was probably wrong about Jerry Garcia. You're probably right. Somebody not in Jefferson Airplane played that awesome. It might have been. It might have been Garcia. Garcia was real good friends with him. He played, he does the steel string on Teach Your Children, CSNY, who I absolutely love. Yep, I'm solo today. We had Adam up this afternoon. Tomorrow, Miss Flipper will be up at 1. Tuesday, I have the Rational Man coming up. He is a student of Course Miracles since 1999. He knows a great deal about the Bible. He'll do some, he'll tie the two together in a very unique way, I'm almost assured. Wednesday night, we have Sniper. Thursday, Lucy's going to be pulling cards, so we'll have a good week. Lucy says, I like that song, We Built This City. Says, hey, Stitch, how are you? Duncan. Buffalonga in 1970. Sissy, you should, or Lucy, you should sing We Built This City. Dedicate it to Adam. No, dedicate it to Nature's Dog Realm. Adam says, for the Lions, we're building a blanket over the western sky. Jim Morrison and American Prayer. Then We Built This City. Man, love the Doors. One of the few successful rock bands, especially from the 60s, did not have a bass player. Zipper says Dancing in the Moonlight is 55 years old. Wow. Almost as old as me. Lucy says, so relaxing. Adam says, say, Dino, I have a video that shows a petrified bird I found in some petrified palm tree somewhere in my endless shorts. Maybe you might like to see it. Cat says, booger, booger, burger. Or I'm sorry, Selma. You can see where my mind wandered to. Lucy says she can do that for sure. Yeah, we got to make sure that we tag Chris to come in. People Are Strange, one of my favorite songs. Indeed, People Are Strange, and it's a great song. I think Riders on the Storm might be my favorite. Adam, what's your favorite Doors song? Sniper, you like the Doors? Sissy, what about you? Someone says, I made Yogi say booger. Nope, I've never said booger. I've told you that before. I told Stitch that. I have never said booger before, not even once. I've read it. Reading and saying, it's two different things. Prove me wrong. Lucy said, yeah, I can do that for sure. When I see her this week, I will mention we have a special song just for her. No, that might give it away. So we were talking about mixtapes. Did you guys ever have a tape in the cassette player? Just waiting for your favorite song to come on the radio so you could record it? You like wait and you wait and you wait. Have you ever done that? And then in the middle of the song or towards the end of the song, the DJ either starts singing or he talks right at the end of the song. And you waited all that time, you finally heard your song, you recorded it, and he mucked it all up. Did you guys have independent radio stations where you grew up? Adam says we're getting into Thoth and the Netters here lately, and the concept of the net. Simply says never liked the Doors. Through Vietnam sounding. I was into breakdancing around then. Took a different musical path. Gotcha. Sissy was blessed to have a boombox with a built-in mic. Nice. Hey, I just saw in my stream, Sissy, that you had a pop-up live. Sorry I missed you. Gold in the Shadow and the Allies. Sissy, I don't know if I've asked you. Have you read Carlos Castaneda? Sissy says, of course we love mixtapes. Yes. Adam says, Sniper, I wish you could send me a link to that stuff. Yogi knows my messenger thing. I deleted Facebook and forgot my name. You are I think you're Adam. Adam Parlier. Parlier. Am I saying your last name correctly? Oops, I forgot to take my pill. And Super Champ made a special trip. Just remind me. Hey, Jamie. Tina says Yoga had a ball joke. Mind if I say it? Nope. You're free to say it. How was your weekend, Jamie? Sissy says no worries. No one is obligated. You're right. No one's obligated, but I have a commitment to my friends, and I will always, always try to make it when I can. Lady Star says, "How are you, Yogi?" I'm good, Lady Star. Speaking of live streams, I was happy to make it for yours for a bit. Taking my melatonin for the night. Alan with Hammer says, "Are you familiar with biohacking and peptides?" Not overly so. I'm familiar with the terms. Peptides are the binding agents in proteins. Am I right about that? And I know the term biohacking, but isn't that sort of like a blanket term that covers different variables? Since he says, Super Champ, you are a legend. He sure is. Hey, Holler North Hammer, fill us in on what you know. Dino says, so Yogi, how does it feel to have a solar panel on your head? You're assuming it's a solar panel. This could be what could it be? Could be an eclipse. I am beaming information from the solar panel to you now. Tina says it ain't funny. Just say it ain't funny. No, that was a good one for sure. Lady Sky says not feeling too great. Been sick all day, all day long, Yogi. I'm sorry, Lady Sky. You said your mom wasn't feeling well too, right? Let's see. Jamie says, is it true taking melatonin can shut down your body's production of it? I don't think so, Jamie. I've never seen any actual studies that said that. I have heard, some pro science that says that. What do you think? I mean, it is a hormone. I guess technically it's a pro hormone. And I think there's a difference between a pro hormone and a hormone as far as your natural production. Like you can take DHEA and it doesn't shut down your natural production of DHA. DHA was a hot supplement back in the late 90s, early 2000s. Zipper says, Halloran, do you use any advice, any biohacking techniques? So I'm sorry you haven't been feeling well, Lady Sky. Hey, Owl Dog. What's up? Hey, you're welcome, Lady Sky. Holland Hammer says, I don't know much. I got wiped out by chemo and I'm searching for something else. I figured I'd run it by you. Hey, sorry about the chemo. Sending you prayers. I wish I could help you more. Are you done with chemo, my friend? Lady Sky says, how to percolate a fish. Hey, is everyone subbed up to each other? Tina says, if I could be a mirror, how does it feel that everything you look down to, tie your shoes? All right, that one was funny. That was really funny. That was your funniest one. This guy says, yeah, she's so sick as well, Yogi. Is it the same thing, you think? Man, I'm sorry both of you are sick. Our dog says, there's no doubt my mind changed, but I wonder if it's just psychosis and not an enlightenment. So you wouldn't know what I think. I don't think it's enlightenment, but I don't think it's psychosis either. I think you had an awakening experience. And here's the thing with awakening. My friend Robert Saltzman says it all the time. Awakening never ends. Hey, Neil. So it's always unfolding. We're always discovering new things about the nature of reality. We never hit. Enlightenment has this final sound to it. I'm enlightened. I know it all. The fabric of reality, the cosmos, has been laid bare before me. I see all and I know all. Of course, we can't. Even the most enlightened can't. Suzuki Roshi, one of the most famous Zen masters, was on his deathbed and he had his followers gather around him and very anxious. What are we going to do without you? Have you picked a successor? What about the lineage? And most importantly, can you tell us what's going to happen to you after you die? What happens to any of us when we die? We need to know. And he looked at him, very sincere, such compassion and empathy. And he said, I don't know. And they were shocked. How can you not know? You're a Zen master. And he said, yes, but I'm not a dead Zen master. So explore the awakening experience, but don't think that you know all the answers. Even the great sages, the great masters, the yogis and the rishis, when you practice self-inquiry, asking, who am I? What am I? Where am I? The nature of self-inquiry is to never settle on an answer. Anytime you think you know, this is called neti, taking away this, taking away that, so that you are left without answers. Now you're just residing in that great mystery, the mystery of mysteries, the ineffable itself. You know what they say in the yogi business, the biz, as we say in the biz, don't F the ineffable. Adam says, could you imagine Yogi by age 14? I knew a guy that would bootleg any tape for a couple of bucks. He had a vast library of music. Nice. Man, that would be awesome. Hollow Hammer says, I'm personally done with it, but I'm not really done with it. It's a long story, but I won't be returning for more. Well, if you ever need or want or desire to share anything, Hammer, we're always here to listen to you. Matter says to in terms of feeling energetic, it's part of hormonal, part metabolic. Have your testosterone tested. Start doing HIIT style training once a week. I recommend a region 4x4 and eat more. I do not know the 4x4. Tina says it's just that I saw my uncle, my bald uncle, and saw my uncle and he's bald. He makes jokes at me because Harry, he calls me things like gorilla, and he's bald, so I call him things like an egg. Just try to them on you. I'm glad I could be the guinea pig. Seriously, the mirror was funny. That was the best. Hey, Chicago. Good evening to you, my friend. Singing raises vibes, even if you are convinced yourself it sucks. Agreed. Odok says, Yogi, something strange is going on in my mind. It's a battle of good and bad. It's like instead of becoming a superhero, I'm becoming a villain. So, it's funny that you say that. You know, Course in Miracles always says that we have two teachers in the mind. We also have a decision maker in the mind. The two teachers are the ego, which is always choosing fear. It would be the villain, but it's fictitious. It's not real. The ego doesn't truly exist. It's a construct. The other part of the brain is the Holy Spirit. The Holy Spirit is the voice for God. It's not the voice of God. It's not that you're hearing God. It's the voice for God. It's the choice that is always choosing light, always choosing love. Where the ego shouts, the Holy Spirit just is still. It's silent. It beckons. So if you feel that you're becoming a villain, you're just choosing the wrong teacher. Practice. Everything's a practice, Eldon. Practice choosing the right teacher. There is a choice there. Brandon says, I got a phone call. Sorry, I missed the last little bit. I was excited to see you could talk today. If you want, I will repeat. Let me know when you left to make the phone call, and I will repeat everything that I said in exact order until we get caught up. Hey guys, if you don't mind typing in your comments all over again, I'd really appreciate that. Jimmy says, I heard tart Jerry juice has melatonin. That I haven't heard. I know it's very good for reducing inflammation if you have gout. I'm always surprised people have gout in this day and age, but it's, it's a product of bad nutrition and overeating. Thanks for coming in, Chicago. The best album by the Doors. Best album by the Doors. LA Woman. Adam says, I thought of the Doors when you were talking about the best bass players and the fact that they managed without. Man, I'd say they did more than manage. What a totally unique sound, unlike anything. Still to this point, the Doors were just so unique. So, Lady Sky, passes quickly for you. L-Dog says, I've become bitter. So if you've become something, you can also become something else, L-Dog. Don't think that you're stuck here. And don't think that you're totally bitter. You still come in here and you share with your friends. If someone came in here and insulted me, if someone came here and said something bad about anyone here that you care about, you would be the first one to jump up and time them out. Rely on your heart. Your thoughts might be saying that you're bitter, but your heart is only full of love, L-Dog. You wouldn't be here if that wasn't true. I know for a fact that you have my back. Supervillain would never have my back. Someone who is bitter would never have my back. So you're going through a bad time right now. It's not the end of the story. Brandon says, I'm okay. I can rewatch the live. I don't want you to change your whole schedule. All right. Just know that I would. Only for you, though, Brandon. Hartman says the path towards love is help and inclusion. The path away from love is us versus them mentality. I would agree. That's an awesome part, man. That was an awesome saying. Love is all inclusivity. Did I just make that word up? If so, copyright and trademark. Hey, Lynn. Says Harris B. Spooky, change my name again. Gotcha. I like it. Lenora. Man, that's beautiful. Zippy says L-Dog recognition is key. It will pass. It most certainly will. Brandon says all the doors are great. Agreed. Sissy says mostly because Jim, we mentioned this the other day, didn't we? Doubted himself and turned his back from the social stimuli to be at his best. You know, he did something similar. Susanna Hoff of the Bengals. I forget which song she was singing. It became famous, and she had her eyes up and over to the side. She was so nervous when she would sing and play that she would focus on one person in the audience, and it just happened to be someone who was up balcony level, I guess. Halloran says, the last treatment I had, the nurse said, tomorrow you're getting a permanent port in your arm. I said, no, I've explained why I won't get that. But she laughed and said, you're getting it. I removed the IV and left. Well, so are you looking now? Are you actively looking for alternative treatments? Lynn says, I got you back. Thank you, Lynn. I appreciate that. Dino says, Yogi, mind checking my last comments? There we go. If that's okay with you, though, if you feel the jokes are a bit too far, you don't like hearing them, then I'll stop. I don't want to offend you. Nope, you can't offend me, my friend, and I apologize in advance if I do, but I'm glad you found my joke funny. You're absolutely fine. So, guys, if you see Dino making ball jokes, don't get worked up about it. He's a friend of mine. He's a friend of ours. He's testing out jokes for his bald uncle. And you guys, I don't mind a joke. Don't mind a joke at all. Absolutely fine, Dino. Lucy says your heart is in the right place, L-Dog. Agreed. Thank you, Lucy. Hey, Dan. Dan, how are you? How's the training going? Lucy says, I'll always have you back, Yogi Eric. Thank you, Lucy. I know you will. You've always been such a good friend. It's similar to my name, but I changed it up. Very creative. I like the font too. Aldog says I was happy before this will happen. You'll be happy again. It's a rough patch. You will work your way through it, and you will have greater insight, more compassion and empathy for other people. So this is a big thing. You will be happy again. Have faith, Aldog. This is good to know. Holleran says, yeah, some. Every dead end on some, I feel might work, but everyone has a different idea. It gets confusing, and some of the stuff people are using isn't on the up and up. Gotcha. Are you still consulting with doctors? Harman says, without stents, chemotherapy can destroy your arteries, and the side effects are much worse. Hey, heart matters. Actually, any of you guys, do you think? Hey, Wriggle, how are you, my friend? Disadvantages of being vegan? I don't think I've hit any disadvantages. It could be a little difficult for me to get all the calories that I need. A little bit, but not too bad. Right now, produce has gotten more expensive. That's a definite disadvantage. But I eat a lot of rice, a lot of lentils, broccoli, kale. What else? A lot of oatmeal. So I can choose those expensive options. But man, what a great variety. Generally speaking, unless you hunt, unless you get wild game, you have chicken, beef, pork, right? Or poultry, beef, pork. You could throw fish in, I guess, right? So four things. But man, infinite vegetables and fruits and grains. Brandon says, Lucy, I was watching your interview the other day. I just subscribed. Nice to meet you. Hey, she'll be up again this Thursday pulling cards again, Brandon, if you want to get your card read. So you think chemo? Don't I don't know about chemo. Is it still the best option? You think we've moved past it? Paramedic says the biggest disadvantage of being vegan is the convenience. I guess that if you're traveling, it's gotten better for sure. Grandma says yes, and the food is not that fresh. Hey, Grandma. How are you, my friend? Tina says also, if you have any jokes for hairy people, I wouldn't mind hearing them. Would give me an edge on my uncle. I can think of some comebacks. Gotcha. You heard the one about the sweater, right? Alan says, yes, I am because I have three different types of cancer. And two of the doctors I like also had a stent put in my heart recently. So, yes, I'm regular seeing doctors. Gotcha. So, what are their suggestions? It might not be their specialty, but do they have suggestions for you? Lucy says, thank you so much, Brandon. I just subbed to you. Nice to meet you. Eldog says, fish is the best meat, and God gave it to us as easy food. Fish was the last thing I ate before going vegan. Holland says, the port deal has been a fight. See, I drive a truck and do a heavy movement all day. Two of my kids have autism. My 13-year-old son is nonverbal in a diaper and fights. Well, you have your hands full, my friend. Sending you prayers for sure. Wish we could help you more. Hey, Hammer, just subscribe to you. Guys, we're going to wrap things up in just a minute. So you just got a new sub, my friend. The what? The joke, when a hairy person takes his shirt off and someone says, "Nice sweater." Stepper says, Dino, why did the monochromatic, perfectly spherical atomic nucleus refuse the toupee? Why is that? All Dog says, red meat is more dangerous and people think it's morally wrong. So here's the thing. As a vegan, I don't think eating meat is morally wrong. I think how we produce meat when we treat animals as a product, a commodity, that's morally wrong. If you were a small farm when it used to be husbandry, if you hunt, if you fish, I think that's fine. I know people say, well, we can't all be small farmers, right? And not everyone would get the amount of meat that they eat from small farms. That's true. And that's okay. We don't always need as much as what we want all the time. We had a great talk with Adam about that, becoming consumerist. Really, consumerism is basically a religion nowadays. We don't need double everything. We don't need double bacon, double cheese, double burger, all that other stuff. We don't need cheese stuffed crust in a pizza. I'm not arguing if you say you like it. I don't care. That's absolutely fine. I'm never telling you not to like what you like. You'll never hear me preach. You never hear me tell anyone to be a vegan. That's my own choice. I really don't care what you eat. I do care about you. I don't care what you eat. Um, However, I also care about animals. It's the reason I'm a vegan. Tina says, "Gotcha. I can already think of a comeback for that." Sniper said, it had achieved structural integrity and determined that any form of exogenous suit equation would only compromise its Bohr Sommerfeld quantification of Follick-Cortex orbital electron density. That might be the longest joke ever told. Well, I don't know. Norm Macdonald told some pretty long jokes. It's the most technical joke ever told. That was good. Auto says, "Did you take your anti-hair growth pill?" I did take it. I took it about 10 minutes ago. A little bit late. Thank you, hold on. Hey, another sign that you're not the villain in your story. You're the hero in my story. Paramedic says, one of the dangers of surgically removing cancer is that you break tiny cancer cells off and they end up in the bloodstream, and the chemotherapy can prevent them from taking hold and regrowing. Did not know that. Let's see. You Haven, we can make you a mod, but not tonight. You got to come in usually, unless it's special occasions, you got to come in for a little while. The only time we sort of break that rule is if you come in and you're engaging in a meaningful conversation, might make that exception and mod you right up. But generally speaking, if people come in and they don't have a conversation with us and they say just make me mod, we probably wait a little bit. 3 or 4 times, come in and get to know people. You might not even like it here, my friend. I am not everyone's cup of meat, that's for sure. Outlook says I don't like killing animals. That would be the parent and kids will starve. Agreed. Agreed. Holland says I had surgery to remove another sarcoma. Something went wrong. I had a heart attack on the table and they put a stent in. Yeah, it's been rough. Yeah, it has. Hey, you got some friends praying for you. Peter says, when did you get that skin tight shirt? Really compliments your skin tone. This shirt, skin tight. I don't think this is skin tight. I had a girlfriend buy me this shirt. 1990 something. So it's definitely not new. It says frequency is key to break down cancer cells. Other ultrasound techniques use histotripsy. Tripsy, right? Break down tumor tissues by creating micro bubbles, which can also activate an immune response. Harmatter says, Yogi, one day I would love to have a conversation with you about the ethics of genetically modifying grains versus genetically modifying animals for food. Yeah, I would like to hear that. I don't believe in genetically modifying animals for food. Sentient beings, right? They're not creatures. They're not experiments. I would be interested in hearing your thoughts on genetically modifying grains. You know, in some ways, genetically modifying, like I heard with tomatoes, we've actually placed salmon genes in some tomatoes that make them red longer, which is ridiculous. Man, how far have we strayed from let food be thy medicine? Oh, man, here I thought you were complimenting me. No, I meant that as a comeback from my uncle. You look great, Yogi. Thank you, Dina. Here I was all proud, my shirt skin tight, my trap sticking up. All right, guys, let me wrap things up. Hey, Sissy, are you still here? So for my 5 o'clock in the morning crew, Sissy says, I'm sitting here talking about life like Horton hears a who. Sissy says, yes. If you're in at 5 tomorrow morning, can you remind me to ring the bell for our friend Sean Skits? Not at liberty to say why, but I promised him that I would. So I figured maybe you and Sniper, if I hear from Cat before then. Sissy says, yes, indeed. Appreciate that. Thank you. I have it written down, but there's a good chance that I will move it and then forget to see it. You too, Sniper. Looking forward to Wednesday. So Tuesday, I will have the Rational Man, Ricky the Rational Man. He's coming up. He's a biblical scholar and Course in Miracles student since 1999. It's going to be a great talk. Since he says hashtag Chambrosis. Brandon says just bring Yogi some vegan oatmeal cookies and it's all good. Absolutely, 100%. Some people say that you can't. Yogis have great integrity. They can't be bought. Now, man, I'll sell you all guys out for some cookies, for sure, 100%. All right, guys, I love you. I'm going to bed. I will see you if you're around 5 o'clock in the morning. Come on by. Take care, guys.